For all my people who thought that Coming to America wouldn't be as good as the first one, who thought that it was just a money grab and that way too many years had elapsed for a good sequel to be done, let me tell you something. You are absolutely right. So let me start with the positives. Coming to America did make me laugh at times. I did feel feelings of nostalgia seeing the old gang, and almost everybody from the first one made it to the second one. Um, and it just reminded me of going to the movie theater with my aunt and my siblings as like a 6-year-old kid, and and going, because back then, even though the movie was like rated R and curse words and all that type of stuff, back then when there was a Black movie, you just went to see it as a whole family. Black movies didn't come too often. And then Eddie Murphy, of course, was the biggest deal imaginable. And so we went to go see that thing, I want to say like the second day it came out. And let me tell you, the royal bathers, when she said your royal penis is clean, in my 6-year-old brain, that was the funniest thing I had ever heard in my life up to that point. So we all know everyone has a favorite line from Coming to America. I think a lot of people look at the movie as if it's sacred, as if it's something that you can't touch, right? But we forget it's business. It's a business, it's show business at that. And it was an opportunity for a lot of people who haven't had a big check in a long time to get a big check. And I can't help but to factor that in as I was watching the movie. My expectations weren't high at all. If your expectations were high, then it is something wrong with you. So let me get into my reviews. There will be a few spoilers, so be aware of that. My boy, she's your queen to be. That guy, he was in the movie. He still has a falsetto. He was super funny. I think Arsenio played an outstanding role. He added another character in there as well. Getting to my criticisms of the film, there were a lot of like dance sequences in the film that seemed kind of random, and a whole bunch of like cameos, like random cameos that were like funny, but it's like you are going out of your way to get a cheap laugh. For example, Dikembe Mutombo played in it, and I was like, oh, okay, no, that's Dikembe Mutombo. But it was just like it was just like so random. Rick Ross was in there. I understand they filmed the movie at Rick Ross's house. He got a part. To see Rick Ross do an African accent was like, I don't know, that was funny to me as well. They had a lot of throwback early 90s stuff in there. Yo, all right, so they had In Vogue coming to the movie, right? And I was like, oh, that's cool, that's In Vogue, but no, it's not In Vogue, because Dawn was not in the movie. How can you have In Vogue in a film without Dawn? That's like having Tony with no Raphael Sadiq. That's like having Jodeci with no KC. You can't do that. I'm not feeling that. In addition to that, like kind of petty stuff and personal stuff, because I love, you know me, you know I love Dawn. The story was like, the story was so predictable. And I could see it coming. As far as, he would fall in love with this barber. I didn't think that the gentleman who played the son he wasn't funny as he was supposed to be. He wasn't brilliant. I don't think he played off of Eddie Murphy particularly well. He was there. He didn't do a bad job, but whatever. It wasn't anything special. And I don't think that he could stand alone as a comedian, right? If you go back to the first one, obviously Eddie Murphy is one of the greatest comedians of all time. Arsenio Hall can stand alone as a comedian as well. I just didn't see him like adding a whole lot to the film. I thought Wesley Snipes did a much better job than Jermaine Fowler, that's his name, who did do a good job was the love interest, the barber, the woman who I don't want to say too much, but you kind of can tell what's going to happen. But she is a South African actress, and her name is luzamo Mabetha. She's just bad. I mean, bad isn't good, as in she's beautiful. I thought she did a good job, but I was like, whoa, like she's really, really, really gorgeous, and she's got a big future in Hollywood ahead of her. So that was good. But overall, like once again, as I was stating before, I understand that if the way that a brand works, if it's a brand, if it's profitable and it's Hollywood, they're going to make a whole lot of them. As I understand, they were able to make the money for cheap. They knew that even if people were going to tune in to criticize the movie, people were going to watch the movie. Coming to America, for Black people in particular, it's like the most special movie production ever made. Like every Black person has a favorite line from Coming to America, and they thought that after years and years and years and years that they could still cash in on it, and that's exactly what they did. I also want to say that my standard for a comedy is so much lower than my standard for a dramatic film. The only thing you have to do is make me laugh. So with that being stated, they did make me laugh a few times. Overall, I thought that the movie, whatever, I thought that the movie was okay. You know, like it wasn't a terrible movie. A lot of people are saying, well, why did they make it? Well, you know why they made it. It's a pandemic. Comedians can't tour. It's very hard to get a movie made. And so even before then, like all the people, shout out Lunel, who represents Oakland, who spent a lot of time in Oakland, who used to be on Soul Beat. She was in the film. And I think it's a good thing that these people are coming together, and a lot of people got money from the film. I would rate the film probably at around a solid C. I think that the film is worth seeing, but it's not worth getting your own Amazon Prime account. I would say use somebody else's. Check out the film and just have medium expectations. Just get ready for nostalgia. Get your kids, younger people, the whole family together. Look at it, critique it, laugh at it, whatever. It is what it is. And just go in with medium range expectations and you won't be let down. That's my take on Coming to America. Peace, tribe. And another one.